Yetunde stood under a dull grey sky, a fine breeze soaking her black dress. Around her, a small crowd in the churchyard murmured Yoruba hymns as the coffin was lowered into red earth. It was supposed to be her wedding day. Instead, she was watching her fiancé's burial. 3 times a bride-to-be, 3 times a grieving widow before the marriage. Her mother, Mama Yetunde, stood beside her, gripping her arm tightly. "Take heart, my daughter," Mama whispered. "It is well, God is in control." Yetunde couldn't respond. The lump in her throat was too large, swollen with anguish and disbelief. The pastor intoned final prayers as Yetunde felt her world collapse for the 3rd time in 5 years. She had seen this horror before. At 25, her first love Femi proposed, and within weeks he was struck by a mysterious illness that no prayer or medicine could cure. He died on the eve of their engagement ceremony, leaving her with an unworn wedding gown and a shattered heart. 2 years later, Emeka, who had gently pieced her back together, asked her to marry him, and she said yes with trembling hope. But a month before the wedding, he perished in a freak car crash. Once more, she wept over a fiancé's grave. After that, whispers followed her. She's cursed, a witch, a spirit husband is killing her men. Her divorced family rejected the gossip. They redoubled their prayers, held vigils, and fasted for her deliverance. Yet every man who placed a ring on her finger ended up in a coffin. Now it had happened again with Tunde, her dearest friend since childhood, the man who had waited so patiently to win her. When he proposed, even her weary soul had blossomed with hope. But weeks later, he fell ill without warning and was gone within days. As the undertaker shoveled earth over Tunde's coffin, Yetunde hid back a sob. "Why, God?" she cried out silently. "What have I done to deserve this?" Mama Yetunde's hand remained on her shoulder, as steady as a vice, her lips moving in silent prayer. That evening, the house was hushed and heavy with grief. Visitors came and went, their condolences only deepening the ache. In the darkened living room, Yetunde sat on the floor by a dim lantern, eyes fixed on 3 framed photos on the shelf. In each, she was bright-eyed and beaming beside a different young man. Femi, Emeka, Tunde, 3 smiling ghosts. "Mommy, maybe I'm cursed," Yetunde said suddenly into the silence. It was the first time she'd spoken the word aloud. Her voice broke. "Everyone I love ended up dead, despite all our prayers." Across the room, Mama Yetunde flinched. "No, God forbid," she said, shaking her head fiercely. "Don't say that. The Lord will deliver us. We must not lose faith." But her voice wavered, and her eyes, shining with tears, did not meet her daughter's. Overwhelmed by sorrow, Yetunde retreated to her bedroom, but sleep would not come. She lay curled on her bed, staring at nothing, as hours crept by. Sometime after midnight, a faint creak sounded in the hallway, a door opening. She sat up. Lights glowed under her door. Softly, Yetunde slipped out in the corridor. Her mother's bedroom door was ajar, and she saw a shadow slip towards the backyard. Frowning, Yetunde followed at a distance. She trailed her mother through the kitchen and out into the warm, humid night. Yetunde's heart pounded as she saw her mother disappear into the old wooden shed near the fence. A moment later, an orange glow came alive inside, and a low rhythmic chanting reached Yetunde's ears. Gently, she pushed the shed door and opened a crack. What she saw made her blood run cold. Her mother was kneeling before a crude altar of clay pots, candles, and in her hand, she held a photograph, Tunde's smiling face. And she muttered an incantation in a language Yetunde had never heard. Beside the candles were two other photos, Femi and Emeka. A strangled gasp escaped her. Mama Yetunde spun around, eyes wide with shock. The two women stared at each other, caught in a horror beyond words. "Mommy, what is this?" Yetunde croaked. She pushed the door open fully and stepped inside. I can explain." Her mother faltered, scrambling to her feet. She tried to hide Tunde's photos behind her back, as if the truth wasn't already obvious. Yetunde's eyes swept over the place. "Not what it looks like," she whispered. "It looks like juju, and those are the men I loved. Oh God, it looks like you killed them." At that, Mama Yetunde collapsed to her knees in tears. "I did it for you," she cried out, reaching towards her daughter. "Please, my daughter, I never wanted to hurt you. I was trying to save you." "Save me? By murdering everyone who meant something to me?" Yetunde screamed. "Femi, Emeka, Tunde, gone. All while we were praying against some cause, and it was you." "I had no choice. You don't understand," her mother sobbed. "I made a terrible promise before you were born. I was barren and desperate, Yetunde. I went to a herbalist who gave me a potion to have a child, but I had to swear that that child will never marry, or the spirit will take you away. I agreed just to hold you in my arms." She looked up. "When you got engaged to Femi, the curse awoke to claim you. I had to choose, you or him, so I begged you to take him instead. Then it wanted Emeka and Tunde, and I did it. I did it to save you, my only child. All our nights, all our prayers at church," Yetunde said, "and the devil we rebuked was you. You were the cause of my life, Mommy, the demon wearing my mother's face." Mama Yetunde bent low, wailing. "I'm sorry. I know I've done evil, I can never undo it. But I never stopped loving you, never stopped praying for forgiveness. Please, oh Mommy, please." Yetunde's chest ached with pain. The woman before her, the mother who had raised her with so much care, she also wrought unspeakable destruction on her life. "It ends now. This curse, this madness, it ends here." Yetunde turned and walked out of the shed. Behind her, mother cries, begging for apology, but Yetunde did not look back. Standing in the grass, Yetunde watched a new day break. She could not believe her life. 3 fiancés in their grave, and a mother she could never trust again. She felt the faintest spark of resilience and pain. The devil that haunted her had finally been dragged into the open at last. The battle was far from over, but at least she knew whom she was fighting. As the sun rose, she closed her eyes and whispered a prayer. "Lord, heal my heart, and let this evil pass over me." It was not just the joyous prayer of a bride on her wedding morning, but the desperate plea of a survivor. She dared to hope that somehow, someday, that prayer will be answered. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.